song would come on the radio. Many times while I've been at work, I'd receive a voicemail. Luke singing at the top of his lungs. Some song that reminded him of me or something going on in our lives. He always made time to connect and to talk. Luke was a lot of things to a lot of us. To me, he'll always be my big brother.
You came into this world a little baby, a miracle of God, our heart's delight. And as you laughed and grew and played, there was one prayer my heart would pray, that you'd come to find that Jesus is the only one, the only one to save you from your sin, the only one to find your purpose in, the only one who can meet your every need, hear your cries and silent pleas, the only one who knows the heart you've given him, the only one. And now today you stand before the whole world to say, I stand with Christ, the only Lord. And though I cannot be there now, my prayer is still the same, that you'll come to know that Jesus is the only one, the only one who answers every prayer, the only one who can always, always be there, the only one who'll be with you when you fall, who will always hear you call, the only one who guards the heart you've given him, the only one, the only one who forgives your every sin, the only one to find your purpose in, the only one who will never ever leave, who will meet your every need, the only one who holds the heart you've given him, the only one.
We wanted to take a few minutes for a time for us to share. Not a lot of us. Please, if you can honor the family in several ways. One, they'd ask if you would write your name and email address on a Yahoo account that they have out there set up so that once it's set up, all of us can send our remembrances to them. They said that by far would be the most meaningful way to keep a lasting memory of your thoughts about Luke. So please do that. Make sure you do that. The more of those that they can get, the better. And the sharing that we're about to do, not everyone needs to do it. We just want it to be a few minutes. There are a few people that need to be heard from. I'm going to read a couple here from a gathering that they had up in Montana, hastily put together. I'll just read a couple of them real quick. This is from Dave and Connie Clapp. And he quotes this: "Hey Dave, when you come up tonight, bring a cigar. In fact, bring two." And Dave says, "Well, what kind do you want, Luke?" Luke says, "Well, I want a $30 cigar, or at least a $20 one." Seriously, when you lose some people, you know that it's going to create a hole. Luke was and is that person. It's rare that someone comes to a town like this and makes everyone a friend. Luke was and is that person. We've been lucky enough to have Luke and Angie here. We have Fred and Pam to thank for that. There are big people, and some are bigger than big. That describes Luke. We will all miss him more than words can say. It's our prayer that Angie and the children will always know that we are here to help. And of course, we grieve for Pam and Fred. And now Fred has to learn to run the movies. And that's from Connie and Dave. Angie and all the family, I've had to tell you my last memory of Luke. Monday morning, while cleaning Fred's sink, in walks Luke with a treat. He often brought treats to Kim. Anyways, he had this grin on his face and he says, "Guess what I did?" He was so proud. He said he tore the stove apart and cleaned it for you. He and Tanner made a mess making pasta. I was stunned. In 6 years, I've never known Luke to clean the stove for me. That night in bed, John asked about the ranch and how Luke was doing, and I told him what Luke did for me. I was so proud. I felt that that was the best memory he could have left with me. Angie, I'll always think of you and the kids, and I know you will see the sunshine soon. Always take good care of yourself, and I know that you will be a great mom to the kids. You're a wonderful mother, and I'm proud of you. Angie, please keep in touch. Love always, Tina Holland. And finally, we love Luke so much. We love you so much, Angie. I hope you know how much you both mean to us. All of our memories of Luke are funny and loving. We will remember him always and keep him in all of our hearts. And the warmth and kindness, joy and friendship we shared. Love always, Christine Thompson and Willie Thompson. P.S. I'm still cleaning my kitchen after he cooked this last month. Fred and Pam, I'm going to ask you to come up and start the open sharing. And please, just a few, but if you would line up here so that we don't have to wait for each one, but if you would come on up. I know the family needs to hear from you. And then just a few others, stand behind them, identify yourself if you will, and just in a real short period of time, share your remembrance.
This wasn't planned. This was not planned. I didn't know we were going to be asked to come up. I am Fred Runchler, and this is my wife, Pam. One of the cowboys in Montana, whose family's been there for 4 generations, told me a story about Luke at that party that we were referring to last Saturday. Was it, Jeanette? Saturday. An impromptu thing, because I had said, listen, Angie's going down to Arizona with her mom, and she's not going to be here, and she wouldn't want to miss this. So let's do it in the spring, or let's do it in the summer next year. And Luke's friends would have none of that. They said, no, we want to be together. We need to be together. And what better way that people came over and they cooked burgers and steaks and shared many stories about Luke. Max Robinson's a 4th generation cowboy. Great, and he's quintessential. Great, big, tough guy. Very seldom speaks. Is hard remembering people's names. And he would bring his cattle by on their way to the summer pasture and then bring them down in the fall. And Luke would prepare an incredible feed for them as they came by. And Max would come by for brandings at our ranch and other activities with the cattle. And Max tells this story. He said that it was in the 2nd year that Luke had been in Montana. And you don't talk to Max and look him in the eye for too long. He is an intimidating cowboy. He said, Luke Puckett, the second year, toward the end of the second